What's going on, guys? It's your boy Whiteytidy keeping it tight, and today I have some squad multiplayer action. I gotta give it credit where credit's due. First things first, this game is fucking fun as hell. This game in particular, I didn't even get a lot of kills. I got like maybe 5 kills and died 6 times, but just the intensity of the game, the sound engine is superb. I gotta give credit where credit's due. The guys who developed the sound engine for this game were on fucking point. Like, they were down at the range, like next to these weapons with a hand mic or something, just letting all these sounds just soak in, and no modifications to them. They just kind of kept the original sound engine from what they recorded. It almost seems like, or that way they didn't really do a lot, or whatever editing they did to the sounds to make them viable for the game. They got it right. The weapons look great. The maps look great. The maps are a lot of fun to play in, except for the over-vegetated maps where you can't see anybody. Those are a little irritating, but these like Iraqi/Afghanistan style villages are a lot of fun playing, and it's really intense combat, and it makes me it's actually a decent amount of fun. But for this little commentary Saturday, as I'm going to deem this series, because I saw a playlist that was empty and didn't have a single one, and I was like, should probably make one of those. So for this commentary Saturday, what I wanted to talk about was the Army. Because I am in the Army. I am an 11 Bravo infantryman, and I don't know, it's just something that I do a lot, and I wanted to talk about, because I don't see really a lot of like military commentators out there, in a sense of the ones that do play, like Devil All Gamer and Jester and all them. Like they do more just. I think Devil is like the one that really plays video games a lot, and he's really the more known one. I mean, if I'm missing any ones that I don't know of, let me know, but I don't know, I just feel like that's something a little bit more unique I could probably throw to the table, is my experience with the military, and the things that I do, and why I don't post videos that often. I'm going to try and record a video for each month that I'm gone, because I'm going on a deployment here in January, so I will not be around, and nor will I be around for this month here, rest of this month here coming up about a week, because I'll be on leave before we leave for the deployment. I'll try to make some videos before I leave, and then try to pump out at least nine videos, maybe double that, just that way there's 2 videos a month popping out on my channel, because I really want this channel to grow and become successful. But I'm going on a rant here. So things that most people ask me about when I'm in, go home or whatever, is that they kind of ask me, like, how was basic training like? How was your experience in Army basic training? And for the infantry, at least, they go through a 14-week training program, and it's called OSIT, which is One Station Unit Training. And unlike regular Army, where they unlike just regular regular Army guys who just go through a 10-week basic training, and then after that they go on to their AIT, advanced individual training, and learn their job placement, and then they go off to whatever post or whatever they get sent to operate with their job parameters. But for me, and for other infantrymen as well, we go through OSIT, which like I said, and we basically do all of our AIT and basic training combined. So you go down to Fort Benning, Georgia, and you go into Sand Hill, which is the premier infantry training school. You do your training there, and you go through all the basics like everyone else does, but you also learn your job, infantryman, because there's no reason for you to learn the basics and then go straight to an AIT where you learn, infantry stuff, when you could just do it all right then and there. So the Army did that as a way to, cut down on training, and then also to, just kind of keep the line from like blurred to just, it's just one time you go and you get hammered with all the knowledge, and then when you push on to your units, you accumulate more. Because with the base knowledge that you receive in infantry school is really not very like a large amount. It's just like your ability. It's just a bare bones basic, and it's really just kind of gets you ready to be received by a unit and to get your training from them, which is kind of bad and kind of good in a certain way. Because unfortunately there's not really like a one way to train, anyone, each different unit trains their soldiers differently. So when you go to your unit, you might have a guy who learned, how to ride a 9-line, which is how you do a medevac for soldiers who are wounded or dying on the field. And then some guys don't get taught that. It is different how people get taught certain things. Just how it is, like the functions of an M4, or how people don't get taught the functions of an M4 because at the time they don't think it's that important that you'll learn at your unit. This is kind of how it goes down. But back to the original thing, the biggest things and topic that people say as far as basic training is the shark attack. Everyone is always scared shitless of the shark attack, and I'll tell you, for my experience, it wasn't bad. Like, maybe back in the day when it wasn't as a crazy thing, the shark attack was an intense thing that people freak the fuck out about, but it's not so much like that anymore. At least for my unit that I would do. Some people said it was like horrible. I really just didn't think it was that bad. You get the whole intensity of riding on the bus, and it was funny because from where you do your processing at, which is a place called 30th AG, which is where you receive all your uniforms and your PTs and some of the equipment that you're going to be taking to your actual training unit. When they get on the bus, you drive around for like an hour, but in reality, you're like 15-20 minutes away from 30th AG, like as far as like a walk goes. So like a drive is like 5 minutes. So they drag you around for an hour just to freak you out. Then you stop, and then the drill sergeant gets onto the bus, and he is like, get the fuck off my bus, and that classic thing. Everyone jumps off, and then you run through a line of drill sergeants who are like on a pathway, and they're each on a different side of the pathway and just screaming bloody murder at you. And then there's artillery simulators going off in the distance, and then 240 rounds, and they're all screaming at you, and they throw your bags on the ground, do push-ups, and you're doing push-ups, and you tell you get the fuck up and run across the field. So you go down to the field and you run around this big ass track, at least for where I was at, and then they're shooting 240 rounds off, and you're like freaking out, but you also think this is like the coolest fucking thing that's ever happened to you in your entire life. They make you drop all your bags, they tell you what platoon you're in, and you run into the CTA or I think it's controlled training area. That's what they called it. I don't remember anymore. And then you fucking meet your drill sergeants. They make you sit down, and but that's pretty much at the end of it. Like you get there, you put your stuff down, you get into your platoon area, and then it's over. The shark attack's over. The drill sergeants introduce themselves. They tell you what platoon you're in, what your platoon is called. I was in the Reapers. And all your drill sergeants, tell you who the fuck they are, and how things are gonna be going down. Then you eat, and then you get smoked a lot. And for those who don't know what getting smoked is, when you have to do corrective training, which is when you do push-ups, sit-ups, V-ups, all those types of things. And that's pretty much it. Like the whole first 3 days are just kind of admin stuff. Like everyone thinks, oh god, of course you get smoked while you're doing admin stuff, but that whole first 3 days just like getting issued all your gear that you're going to be needing for when you go out to the field or ranges, receiving the weapon you're going to be assigned to, making sure all the weapon is properly labeled with your roster number. And that's pretty much it for like shark attack. Like it's really like an hour, if that, like more like a 30-45 minute ordeal, and it was really like the easiest part of basic when I look back on it. Like it really wasn't anywhere that intense as people always seem to make it out to be. Like people seem to freak out about it, and when you go to 30th, you'll ask the drill sergeants there who aren't really drill sergeants, and you're gonna be like, hey, what's a shark attack like? And they'll be like, it's intense and you're gonna die and they're gonna make you shit your pants. In reality, it's just like one of the coolest things that you've ever really been through as far as like memories from basic. Like you'll look back and be like, our shark attack wasn't anything. It really was easy. Another question people ask me about basic training is, was it hard? And for me at the time, it was incredibly difficult because I wasn't the fittest guy in the world at the time, so it just was one of the things that just, I had a really hard time running, and I got injured a lot and pulled hamstrings, and I was on profile, which was not what you want to happen to you in basic training. But I pushed through all those things, and I graduated with my class, which I was very happy about. But when I look back on it now, if I had been a little bit better in shape, I don't think I would have had such a hard time, because the learning curve of learning, military and learning how to be there really wasn't that bad. You just gotta have a thick skin. You gotta know how to take a a lashing, you know, in a sense of just like someone yelling at you and cursing at you and telling you that you're stupid. You know, it's just something you gotta be able to be willing to take, and you can't get mad at it. You know, they're just doing their jobs, and they're just trying to make sure that you know, become the best soldier that they can come up with before you know, go off to your units and then go off to war. So they're just trying to do their jobs, and that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, favorite, and subscribe. I will be making more funny videos hopefully this week or next. And yeah, y'all have a great weekend and have a good on day. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy this little stupid ass death, because I fucked this guy up and for some reason the game said no. Alright then, bye.